आज का जार एक्सचेंज बहुत ही स्पेशल होने वाला है. आज हम बात करेंगे समीरा दहिया से. So enjoy this episode while we embark on the journey of Sameera Dahiya from an IT professional to a motorcyclist. Sameera Dahiya, welcome to Jar Exchange.
Thank you so much.
Long time no see. Good to see you. I think we are meeting after 4-5 years now.
5 years, yes.
Remember that bike trip?
Oh, yes. Why not? I still remember
why
it.
not? Diary of something, I don't know. But okay, if I have to describe Sameera Dahiya in 1 minute, how would you describe?
So, I love explore things and explode things. So, both into one frame. So, kuch bhi karna hai, I like to do in a very deep manner. So, I learn something from it and it becomes my experience for the longer period of time. And so, I can stay longer. So, जैसे लोग बोलते हैं ना कि live क्या बोलते हैं उसको कि बड़ा सोचो king size and all of it. I think that I believe in to live in the present and do the max of what I do, what I like, and make a long-term happy life. That's what Sameera is.
Very nice. So if I have to say 3 words that describe you, say I say biker. I saved your number with the
Biker.
Sameera biker.
Okay. I'm courageous, I'm strong, and definitely I'm very passionate about motorcycling.
Motorcycling.
Yeah.
Got it. ठीक है, तो शुरुआत से चलते हैं.
ठीक है.
आपकी जर्नी कहाँ से शुरू हुई एंड मोटरसाइकिलिंग पैशन कब शुरू हुआ और उससे पहले वो पूरे ट्रांजिशन की बात करते हैं.
One fine day, a friend of mine asked me, would you like to go to Goa? And I said, okay, why not? And he told me in the end that we all are going on a bike. So I was like, bike pe Goa kaise jaate hain, you know, how that is connected. And I didn't ask much questions because it was enough for me to get into that zone कि हाँ भाई तुझे कुछ different करने को मिल रहा है. I wanted to do everything different.
बाइक चला के गए कि पीछे बैठ?
पीछे बैठ के गए. So that was in 2014. So it was a trip to Goa because Rider Mania होता है वहाँ पे और I went for that. And it was quite nice. Like, you know, I had, honestly, from the feeling it was good, but from the safety it was zero. I went in chappals. I mean, now I'm wearing shoes which, you know, if you just put a hammer on it, I did not even feel. But that time, I went with a group of people who were also not equipped with this knowledge. That if they're going as a rider or they have a pillion, then what kind of a setup is required? I've seen people on other bike also sitting on a pillow. So I told my friend, why didn't even you tell me to get a pillow? Because my back was already gone in 200 kilometers. But I think more than physical, it was a mental pleasure for me to being on that motorcycle and to go there. Came back, had a good experience, started going with more rides as a pillion. But it took me 6 months to get bored because you can't do anything sitting at the back. What do? You sing, you can talk to yourself, you can
give directions.
जितना directions की भी ज़रूरत नहीं थी क्योंकि I was not even using Google Maps. So the weirdest thing is that being a IT person, I never used Google Map, I never used WhatsApp till 2017. So the journey I entered into motorcycling was like a blank, very very khali slate for me. Or then in 2015, when I got too bored going as a pillion, तो मुझे लगा कि why can't I switch to start riding by myself? And this thought came when I was sitting in front of the laptop, काम कर रही हूँ system पे और मुझे सब numbers ही numbers दिख रहे. It's like my thought process went too much into it that I solely decided कि मुझे एक bike लेके चलाना है और मुझे कहीं जाना है. And that became like a stubborn decision because I didn't know anything. तो एक वो phase होता है कि आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो, आपको पता है बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो, but you're not aware of it. And you just wanted to take chance. So that was my point, which happened in 2015. तो I don't come from a motorcycle or a two-wheeler background at all. I started with bikes. I think I rode cycle once when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
और उसके बाद मैंने from the age of 6 till the age of 28 मैंने सिर्फ public transport use किया. So when I was going on the bike, sitting at the back, was not very exciting for me क्योंकि मैं तो हमेशा अपने पापा के पीछे बैठ के गई हूँ, right? I never got a chance to sit in the front and even to navigate or to see. लेकिन when I sat on the bike for the first time, it was a very different view, you know. So when I decided कि ये करना है तो मुझे लगा, my friend suggested कि स्कूटी पे कर लो, and I was like स्कूटी पे करके क्या मिलेगा, बाइक ही चलानी है तो सीधा बाइक पे करते हैं. But I didn't know कि मुझे क्या क्या challenges आ सकते हैं, what kind of situations I'm gonna face, क्योंकि now you can see like I ride such a big motorcycle which can do so many things and I'm aware of it. that ये क्या कर सकती है. और उस टाइम पे एक छोटा 180cc का बाइक लिया मैंने, और वो लेने के लिए भी मेरे पास
So you bought a bike?
हाँ.
You bought a bike?
After when I decided that I have to do this, so the पहला first part was to how I'm going to learn. क्योंकि मुझे चलाना तो आता नहीं है. So only source I was having is the friend with whom I went. And he was not very keen. He was like कि चलो ठीक है तुम, like you know, I'm talking about 2015, which is probably 7 years or 8 years back. But उस time पे नहीं था इतना कि you know, if you have a thought कि आपको चलाना है तो you'll get too much of support and stuff like that. नहीं था. तो my friend was like कि ठीक है बहुत casually she is asking, चलो casually सिखा देते हैं. So he asked me कि चलो ठीक है, I'll be coming, come down. And he said, if your bike stops 5 times, our session is over. 3 to 5 times, the session is over. वो गया 15 मिनट में सेशन खत्म. And he said कि let's go and pick up a bike for you. So when I went to pick up the bike, मुझे पता ही नहीं था कि बाइक क्या होता है, कैसे चलाऊंगी. And the guy who was selling the bike to me, he also didn't knew कि he's selling a bike to a girl. Last minute when I gave my Aadhaar card is when he got to know that I'm going to be the owner. So he took the keys back. And he told to my friend कि इस लड़की को गाड़ी नहीं दूंगा मैं.
सही में?
हाँ.
क्यों?
He doesn't want to give a bike to a girl because he doesn't know that girl can manage the bike. And I would say कि शायद उसका thought गलत भी नहीं था. Because I was not equipped. I was not equipped. मुझे चलानी भी नहीं आती थी. So my friend said नहीं मेरी friend है and all of it करके finally local influence I got the bike. But after I got the bike, I've been so religiously connected with my motorcycle that 15 days non-stop before going to work and coming after from my work, 45 minutes I used to ride bike. Second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, turning, सब कुछ अपने आप सीखा.
खुद ही सीखा है.
खुद सीखा. और फिर 15 days के बाद I took bike to the outer ring road. That was my one of my last company's interview. I took it there और उसके बाद मुझे वो confidence आ गया कि समीरा you can do that what you thought a month back.
So a techie who was riding on the side.
I was a techie who started riding at the side,
okay.
but it just this equation went only for a year.
Okay.
And I was working as a techie and riding bikes as a hobby. So my first travel was Madikeri and my second travel was Varkala from Bangalore, which is 720 kilometers. On a Pulsar 180cc. So I didn't know what is the bike has a potential or not. I knew that I have a potential. मेरे को अगर 12-14 घंटे चलाना है मैं बाइक चलाऊंगी. बाइक को चलना नहीं चलना उससे मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता था.
Was this solo?
The first trip was solo, which was a 5 days of Coorg and Madikeri trip. And the Varkala was with 4 gentlemen. And before the Varkala, I did Ridermania on a rental motorcycle because it was a Royal Enfield, so I had to do that. And then 2016 March, I picked up my Royal Enfield because मुझे लेह लद्दाख करना था, which is a myth कि लेह लद्दाख आप सिर्फ बुलेट पे करोगे और आपको वैलिडिटी तभी मिलेगा जब आप Royal Enfield पे करते हो.
Some people have told me it's the worst bike to go to Leh Ladakh.
I can agree on
Royal,
that.
yeah.
I can agree on that. But it all depends that how. I always say that आपको कितना पता है बाइक के बारे में. अब कौन सा बाइक वर्स्ट है और कौन सा नहीं है.
But because it's a convention की बुलेट ही जाती है, रॉयल एनफील्ड ही जाती है, इसलिए सब लोग लेते हैं. But there are other bikes also which are more equipped to go to Leh Ladakh.
To do that, and I would say that there is a set of a motorcycle which is built for. So actually Royal Enfield is heavy enough to go on those kind of trails, which is good in a way, but it doesn't support you mechanically so strong.
Correct.
So aesthetically it's a perfect motorcycle to go because जब आपको back rebound suspension support चाहिए होता है, though they don't have much, but still the impact to the rider reaches little later because it's meant for loha. It's made out of loha, right? So it travels, that impact travels lower on the rider, but it depends like how you know about the motorcycle, because mechanically वो बहुत stuck होती है, उसके parts जो है वो आसानी से मिल जाते हैं, लेकिन it's a जुगाड़ and go. It's that kind of a motorcycle.
Okay. So what was the turning point जहाँ पे आपने सोचा अब नौकरी छोड़ के
हाँ
मैं बाइकिंग करूँगी फुल टाइम,
हाँ
एंड वो फुल टाइम भी क्या पैशन ही था या फिर यू हैड फिगर्ड आउट अ वे दैट इट कैन आल्सो बी अ प्रोफेशन?
So my turning point came आकाश जब मैंने रॉयल एनफील्ड लिया, और वो बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग डिसीजन था, क्योंकि तब तक माई फैमिली डिडंट नो कि मैं इतना सीरियस हो रही हूँ अबाउट दिस पैशन और अ हॉबी. सो आई जस्ट आस्क्ड माई फादर कि मुझे प्लीज़ आप डाउन पेमेंट कर दो, लोन मैं ले लूँगी. सो माई डैड वाज लाइक कि चलो ठीक है, मे बी he didn't ask me much question and he just gave me 25,000 ki chalo you have your bike. And I picked up the bike and I just started riding around a lot because I was supposed to finish 6,003 services before go to Leh. And I was going around good. I met a lot of people. That was the time when I met Praveen also. And the thing was, it was going. I was not noticing what my bike is actually doing to me. But I had just this one thought कि हाँ भी तुम्हें लेह लद्दाख जाना है बस. So लेह लद्दाख चले गए. I met Praveen a month before this thing, and he's been my support to me from that day, because अगर वो नहीं होता I would have gone, I would have died in Ladakh as well, क्योंकि the way I was preparing with the guys I was going, I mean, you go for a ride like this, you have to carry your things properly so your bike carries your weight and the overall aesthetic weight very well. I had zero experience of riding in mountains. I had zero experience of carrying a 60 kgs luggage on a motorcycle and ride in off-road and mountains. I got lost 4 times. I cried there. I hugged a mountain. I cried there, and I thought that this is the end of my life and I don't know what to do. मुझे गाड़ी मोड़ना नहीं आता था यार. That's just, and these guys took me to some off-road patch and stuff like that. So it was so much challenging that you see yourself, you are close to, आप किसी चीज़ के बहुत पास हो, लेकिन आप बहुत डरे हुए हो. You are not succeeding it because you're feared inside. But I overcome that. I completed that trip. I came back, and I think that was the turning point when I came back. That मुझे अब यही करना है. यही मेरा calling था. I would say that more than a turning point, that ride and meeting Praveen become like a turning point to me. To think of something unconventional, कि IT काम को छोड़ो, मतलब I was getting a good pay there. और अगर आज मैं वो कंटिन्यू करती तो आई वुड हैव बीन इन अ गुड पोजीशन और भी अच्छा पैसा आ रहा होता. बट यार मुझे डीमार्ट में जाके बच्चों के साथ शॉपिंग नहीं करना था, राइट? सो
फैमिली ने क्या बोला कि नौकरी छोड़ के क्या करने वाले हो बेटा?
सो फैमिली,
यू कम फ्रॉम दिल्ली, राइट?
हाँ, आई कम फ्रॉम दिल्ली. और वैसे भी आई वाज बोर्न इन हरियाणा. आई वाज बॉट अप इन दिल्ली. दो माय फैमिली वाज नॉट उतनी कन्वेंशनल नहीं थी, लेकिन मैं बोलूँ अगर
नौकरी छोड़ के बाइकिंग करनी है तो ऑब्वियसली
नौकरी छोड़ के बाइकिंग करनी है तो वो उनके लिए भी बहुत नई सी चीज़ थी. सो दे डिडंट नो कि बाइकिंग होता क्या है, राइडिंग होता क्या है. उनको लगता था कि भाई स्कूटर जो होता है, मैं अपने बच्चों को, जो व्हाट माय डैड डिड, राइट, ही टुक अस टू स्कूल, ही टुक मी टू कॉलेजेस एंड डिफरेंट प्लेसेस, बट इट वाज नेवर कि अच्छा यार कम्यूट से ज़्यादा क्या ही कर सकते हो आप इसका. एंड आई वाज टेलिंग माय पेरेंट्स कि मैं इसके साथ राइड करूँगी, मैं लोगों को सिखाऊंगी. एंड फॉर देम इट इज़ लाइक कि इससे क्या मिलेगा, it was so and I think their worry और मेरा worry भी same था. But only thing is I was not accepting because I chose it. मैंने choose किया था कि मैं ये करके देखना चाहती हूँ. But it was their reaction was sort of very supportive. कैसे मुझे नहीं मालूम. मुझे लगा because they don't know that what it is and what I'm gonna lead, where I'm leading to. Probably उनको लग रहा है कि अच्छा she is owning what she is doing. But yeah, my dad was like कि इतना जो तुमने किया उसका तुम्हें क्या फल मिलेगा. And I was, but they knew that I'm with a man. तो that typical आदमी है तो कर लेगा types, right? So
did you have a lot of savings back then?
No.
Okay.
No. I was probably I had saving zero था. मेरे पास कुछ I think I had 20-25K with me when I left. और
बाइक भी लोन पे थी.
हाँ और बाइक भी अगर मतलब if someone get जब उन्हें पता चलता है कि यार अगर आप how can you take a decision like that कि अच्छा खासा काम कर रहे हो और लोन कैसे निकालोगे आप खाओगे पियोगे कैसे तो that's I'm saying no that my turning point was also because of Praveen.
Yeah.
And when I shared this thing with him, कि यार I want to try out in motorcycling. So he said, Samira, I've burned my hands and I'm going to give you an advice to learn balance between your passion and your profession. And that time I was like, no, this is what I want to do. So he said that, okay, take 6 months, see if you can really succeed. Or he was like, I know you will not. In 6 months you will not, but you still can try. And I was like कि चल ठीक है यार तू 6 महीने के लिए मेरे को ना एक घर खाना छत दे दे ठीक है. And I asked and that's what I'm saying I was very surprised my dad gave me a pocket money when I was on this 6 months of period. And after that both it's been what 6.5 years now I have not looked back. I didn't think of मुझे लगा कि खाना मिल रहा है रहना मिल रहा है और आपको पैशन के लिए पेट्रोल के लिए आपके पास 25,000 है which is enough for you. And that was I think more very convenient thought for me कि yes I can survive.
ब्रांड
but
स्पॉन्सरशिप्स कब आने लगे?
ब्रांड स्पॉन्सरशिप्स आने लगे स्पॉन्सरशिप ट्रेनिंग की वजह से नहीं आ रहे थे. स्पॉन्सरशिप जो मैं पर्सनली अपनी एक प्रोफाइल बना रही थी जिसकी वजह से आई एम सिटिंग विद यू एंड आई एम टॉकिंग राइट नाउ इज क्योंकि उस period mein I was running 2 parallel things. One, a source of income, which is not a business, but a source of income, that's all. And using that money into my all divisions. So I was into motorsports. I was doing enduro travel, enduro adventurous riding. I was learning off-road. And I was curating rides and events for a women group. And from there, I started building this thought of doing events and rides for brands. So brands मेरे पास सीधा directly नहीं आए थे. I had to go to brands to say that मैं आपके community के लिए ride curate करूँगी. So and I got rejected multiple times because in our society, it's very difficult for brands to accept that a woman can be a good executor on the field. And two-wheeler, no. I was not that smart like how people are nowadays honestly कि अगर आपने brand ने आपको approach कर दिया तो how you have to hook the brand that knowledge was not with me because I was doing everything from the core perspective कि मुझे field में काम करना है मुझे execution करना है और based on that there's a event which me and Meenakshi curated together for that women group and वो एक event था जो 3 साल चला and it started with the gathering of 200 riders. The last event we got 1,000 riders.
Nice.
And that event was solely planned by 2 of us, executed by the whole group. And but unfortunately, you know, when things grow, things apart.
What do you do now?
What I do now, I currently work as a brand activation manager for a brand.
Okay.
This is like working as a brand activation is I'm doing as a I was doing as a freelancer for last 5 years.
Okay.
So but with one brand and one community activities, I'm doing it from last 5 months.
Right.
So what I was doing in my free time or to make sure that I have my money, my funding keep coming in, now it has a proper structure. I have a 9-to-5 job, but that is a job which is on, you know, on my wish. Like I know how to work, I know how to get things done. So I find sometimes a little not so happy sitting on the laptop, but yeah, that's okay. I know my weekends are calling me for the event, for the execution.
Got it.
Yeah. So
एक राइड बताओ सबसे मुश्किल राइड आपकी लाइफ की जो रही हो और couple of instances where you think like that was the toughest part of ride because this world looks glamorous from the outside, but right from fitness levels to safety to a lot of other things, right?
Yeah.
तो उसके पीछे की कहानी पता नहीं होती लोगों को, right? Because Instagram पे बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Right.
So tell me the most challenging ride you ever done.
See, every ride was a challenging in a own way. क्योंकि अगर it's very simple. If you have not done roads, you don't know what's gonna come to you, right? You have to be prepared for everything. लेकिन आप हर टाइम हर चीज़ के लिए प्रिपेयर नहीं हो सकते हो. सो टफ कब होता है जब आपको पता है कि यार आई एम गोना गो फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर काइंड ऑफ अ रोड, ये ऐसा वेदर हो सकता है, ये सिचुएशंस मुझे आ सकती हैं, पर ये सब अभी सिर्फ थ्योरेटिकल है, पर प्रैक्टिकली नहीं है. तो डिफ़िकल्ट चैलेंजिंग तभी लगता है जब आपको वो चीज़ें आप रियल में फील करते हो. तो आपको पता है कि यार वहाँ पे 12 डिग्री होगा, पर जब आप उस 12 डिग्री में बाइक चला रहे होते हो ना, तब आपको पता चलता है कि यार ये तो बड़ा चैलेंजिंग है 12 डिग्री में चलाना. बट वाइल थिंकिंग इट्स लाइक कि हाँ आई एम अवेयर, आई नो व्हाट इज देयर. सो इन दैट वे अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ तो माई एवरी राइड वॉज वेरी वेरी चैलेंजिंग. सो राइडिंग टू माउंटेन्स फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम वॉज अ चैलेंजिंग थिंग. राइडिंग then at the same time when I took a group of 16 women to the same terrain was not challenging for me, but was challenging for them. One is the exploring way. One side of my traveling has been exploring, which has started from the year of 2015. And from 2015 till now, I have explored probably 80% of our country. ठीक है? And सारे states, उनकी सारी capitals, यूनियन टेरिटरीज, बॉर्डर्स, सब मैंने टच बेस किया है, राइट. बट इफ फ्रॉम द एक्सप्लोरिंग साइड माई फेवरेट रीजन इज नॉर्थ ईस्ट.
ओके.
लद्दाख किया, वो जब कर लिया तब समझ में आ गया. आई फील वेरी लकी कि मैंने 2016 में किया, बिकॉज नाउ इट्स अ वेरी कमर्शियल प्लेस.
हिंदुस्तान में कुछ बचा है तो नॉर्थ ईस्ट बचा है,
जो फ्रेश है,
अनटच्ड है,
हाँ,
अनएक्सप्लोर्ड है, थोड़ा
अनएक्सप्लोर्ड. मैं अनटच भी बोलूँगी, बिकॉज वहाँ पे ना अभी भी इफ़ यू गो देयर पीपल सम वे आपको लगेगा कि वो बहुत लेट बैक हैं, और कुछ तरीकों में लगेगा दे आर वे फॉरवर्ड देन आवर मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटी क्रीचर्स एंड सोसाइटी. लेकिन नॉर्थ ईस्ट इज बीन वेरी वेरी नेकेड फॉर अ ट्रैवलर. It's a naked place for the travelers. So वहाँ पे लोग जाते भी नहीं हैं. You will only see people from West Bengal only be the tourist over there. But it's a paradise for riders, I would say. The challenging ones are crossing Bihar, crossing.
डर नहीं लगा कभी इंसिडेंट हुआ है कोई?
Incident.
Safety incident की बात कर रहा हूँ.
Safety नहीं.
Safety in terms of not biking, but as a woman traveling.
नहीं, कभी भी नहीं.
Because बहुत मेरे दोस्त हैं जो सोचते हैं कि यार सेफ नहीं है.
सेफ एक्चुअली वो लड़का और लड़की की नहीं, वो एज एन इंडिविजुअली वो सेफ नहीं है. मतलब अगर आप मुझे आज तक कोई ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ, एंड आई वुड से आई हैव बीन लकी. इट्स लाइक रोड रैश का अगर मैं एक्सपीरियंस बोलूँ तो वो हमें हुआ है बिहार में. मतलब गंदा वाला हुआ है, वेयर वी वर गॉट थ्रोन अवे फ्रॉम द रोड लाइक दैट. लेकिन उसके अलावा ऐसे रुक के किसी ने लूटा हो, किसी ने चाकू दिखाया हो, नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ. बट डिफरेंट जैसे भोपाल में हम लोग राइड के टाइम पे रुके थे, रात को बहुत ठंडी थी, वी जस्ट स्टॉप्ड एट अ साइड, और वहाँ पे आके कुछ लोग थे जिनके साथ हम लोग नहीं इंटरेक्ट करना चाहते थे, पर वो दे वर लिटिल फोर्सी. दैट्स ओके. दैट इज समथिंग कि हमें पता है कि आप हर जगह पे ये नहीं बोल सकते कि आई एम राइडिंग हियर तो तुझे हमारे हिसाब से चलना है, right?
But by and large, you're saying it's pretty safe. If you be in your own limits, it's pretty safe.
If you know, if you're aware, if you know what roads you are on, you should see that if it is too dark and you're not supposed to stop, so don't stop. Because night mein you never know what happens to you. Kyunki there are so many accidents happen not because of people, because of the road maintenance going on. There's too much light is coming on. So if you are not sure riding in the night, then don't ride in the night. रात के 2-2 बजे जब मैं अकेले ट्रैवल कर रही हूँ, तब भी मुझे रात के 2 बजे पेट्रोल बंक पे मुझे सबसे सेफ लगता है. Being a woman, if I have to tell also, or a man also, please stay and take a break in a fuel station. Never try to take in dhaba, never try to take and ask to someone to go home, because that's a place where it's open, there is 1 or 2 people. अगर आपके साथ कुछ हुआ होगा भी तो भी मतलब आप दे दो उनको and you will be safe.
आपने एक रिकॉर्ड बनाया ना?
हाँ.
talk to me about the record. क्या है? What is the record?
So record है fastest all India
Bike trip.
on a two-wheeler.
Okay.
So this was a record done by me and Praveen. We were the first two riders who had attempted this.
All states of India.
All states of India. So
how
it
many
was
days?
it was a 16,325 kilometers
Okay.
as a distance. All 28 states, capitals, 6 union territories. Out of 6, 2 union territories have capitals also, so those, and 200 plus major cities across Indian territory
In?
in 24 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Kida of fastest came from Praveen. All India was from me. So 1.5 months of prep. We prepped our motorcycles. We did on 2 KTMs. So Praveen was riding a 2013 and I was riding a 2017. And stock motorcycle, no backup, just 2 bags. One was with full our tools and second clothing. It was, for a name, it was a record. But for us, it was a journey which we will never ever do again. Matlab, we will never want to experience that again because it was a very high adrenal rush. Like day 1, we rode for 21 hours. The distance was 1,350 kilometers. And the day 1, we like started at 6, reached Thane at 4 in the morning. And when I got up from the bike, I could not make my back straight. And we looked at each other and it was like a eye contact saying it, we are going and sleeping. And if we could able to get up in 5 hours, then this ride is gonna start again. Otherwise, we are hitting back home.
Passion versus profession की जो हम बात कर रहे थे. Today you seem to be doing well in the motorcycling world, and a lot of people have this, not just biking but travel के अंदर कि can travel be a full time this thing. इसलिए आप influencer industry and all of that has come up, right? Which now is making people think यार travel करके भी पैसा कमाया जा सकता है. But traveling as an so travel influencing is different. You are into motorcycling. तो आज आप कमा पा रहे हो पैसा?
हाँ.
Are you
With
okay?
a smile, I'm saying. Yeah.
So are you okay to tell people?
हाँ.
You can say no, but just to give an idea of people who want to do this but were not able to do it, कि यार ऐसा हो सकता है कि that we follow our passion and that passion is able to also bring in money. Not probably the kind of money that if you were in IT you would have been earning that much, but at least you're connected to your passion and you're also earning. Would you like to put a number कि आप इतना कमा लेते हो?
Yeah, currently I can say I can earn 1 lakh from every month from my motorcycling. And इसमें variations भी हो सकता है because right now I'm like very consistent. So it is, I had some bigger numbers also in past. I had lower than what I generally used to earn. लेकिन
Possible है कि आप अपना, if you stick to it you can do it.
Yeah, I mean अगर ये number इतनी जल्दी नहीं आया. If I have to give you a balancing quote, so to earn this, I have invested triple of this.
Correct. But क्या support system आज better है? क्या social media presence की वजह से आज recognition faster है? Because I think जब हम मिले थे तब थोड़ी चीजें अलग थी 5-6 साल पहले. अभी काफी ज़्यादा अलग है. So is the support system better for people to now go out and try these things and then make it into an earning mechanism also?
I don't call myself an influencer, not a social media. Because honestly मैंने आज तक social media से पैसा नहीं कमाया है. Maybe मुझे social media से उसका जो पर्पस था कि लोग आपके बारे में जाने, आपको आपकी जर्नी पता चले, आप क्या करते हैं, वो उस मीडियम के लिए मैंने अपना सोशल मीडिया यूज़ किया है. लेकिन मैंने आज तक एक भी ब्रांड का एक भी पैसा कभी भी सोशल मीडिया से नहीं कमाया है.
Is this by purpose or how is it?
I am not that consistent. I mean, अगर आप मुझे बोलोगे कि समीरा आपको ये प्रोडक्ट यूज़ करना है, आप ये 4 लाइनें बोल दो, तो मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी. इसीलिए माई वर्क हैज़ ऑलवेज बीन फील्ड. तो अगर मैं इन्फ्लुएंसर होती, आई वुड से कि मैं भी 1 लाख का फिगर नहीं दे रही होती, उसमें 1 0 और ऐड कर देती अगर मैं इन्फ्लुएंसर होती तो. बिकॉज वी नो दैट दिस मीडियम इज वर्किंग वेरी वेल. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली फॉर मी इट्स नॉट लॉन्ग टर्म. फॉर मी अगर मैं काम आज इतने पैसे के लिए कर रही हूँ तो मुझे मे भी लगता है 5 साल और लगेगा, बट मेरा जो प्रोफाइल है, मेरी जो प्रेजेंस है, वो लाइफ लॉन्ग ऐसे रहेगी. I don't have another hit of post or I don't know want another reel to be go higher. यार ना तो मैं सेक्सी हूँ, ठीक है, ना मेरे पास इतना सेंस है कि मैं बाइक को या अपने आप को बहुत ही अमेजिंग पिक्चर पोर्ट्रेट बना सकूँ. What connects me with the social media is कि I could tell my story. कि मैं कहाँ से शुरू किया, मैं कहाँ हूँ, मैं किधर प्रोग्रेस कर रही हूँ. आज मैं एक ब्रांड के साथ एज अ ब्रांड एक्टिवेशन मैनेजर काम कर रही हूँ. तो आप अगर मेरे पिछले 5 महीने के पोस्ट देखोगे तो वो मेरे वर्क का पोस्ट है, वो मेरा पोर्टफोलियो है. माई सोशल मीडिया इज माई पोर्टफोलियो.
What's the value of money in your life?
ठीक है. मतलब आना चाहिए. इट फॉर मी, आई वॉन्ट वट एवर आई अर्न, इट शुड गो इन द राइट वे फॉर माई फ्यूचर benefits. Like what I am right now, I own this bike. The bike has a cost. It has a maintenance cost. If I have picked up this bike has more potential to do some really long miles. तो मतलब मेरा आइडिया है कि मुझे बहुत लंबा कुछ करना है. तो क्या if I'm earning sufficient funds कि मैं इसका justification कर सकूं और अपने आप का justification कर सकूं.
What's a beginner guide for someone who wants to do this but is not able to do it because of XYZ, family, societal pressure or financial pressure or whatever? तो कैसे उसको शुरू करें कि अगर किसी को मोटरसाइकिलिस्ट बनना है मतलब एक्सप्लोर करना है. हाँ. तो व्हाट्स द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट? करना तो सबको है, बड़ा ग्लैमरस लगता है.
अरे सिर्फ कहने के लिए ग्लैमर है. फैक्ट तो ये होता है कि आप जब डिफरेंट वेदर में और डिफरेंट कंडीशंस में जाते हो तो योर मेंटल, फिजिकल एंड योर इमोशनल सेंसेस गोज वेरी हाई. एंड I never wash my hair for 20 days of ride. That's what I like, you know, that the dust on your face, no lipstick. I mean, sorry to say that, no lipstick, no makeup. I mean, I never put makeup. I get my skin is peeling off, my my face is getting too color shade. It doesn't matter to me. मुझे नहीं फर्क पड़ता. लेकिन coming to your question, there is no guide, but I would say there are pointers I can definitely share with you. First is we have a lot of information on internet and surround to us through social media. I would say first sit, make a note to yourself that what do you exactly want to do. You want to do for social media, be sure you want to do for social media. You want to do for yourself, you want a break from your regular stress level, then make a guide like that way. Or you want to do just to do crazy, मतलब दुनिया को नहीं बताना but बहुत कुछ करना है. So then it's a very different guide altogether. First, pick up a motorcycle which is all rounder for you. Like अगर आपको सिर्फ क्रॉस कंट्री इंडिया में ही आपको ट्रैवल करना है तो and you are starting investing into this kind of explore angle, then start with something between 300 to 400 cc or a 500 cc max. A bike which will give you a good miles and as per Indian mentality mileage. Also will give you a good support system in terms of whichever state you're going, you will get a mechanic to work on. And also where you can have a comfort to do at least 500 kilometers a day. Right? And अगर आप चाहते हो कि नहीं यार मेरे पास बहुत पैसा है, मुझे ट्रैवल कम करना है पर मेरे को शो केस ज़्यादा करना है, तो आप एक अच्छी एडवेंचर टूरर और अ नेकेड स्पोर्ट्स बाइक में 1000 सीसी के स्टोप में इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. और अगर आपको लगता है कि यार मेरे पास पैसा बहुत ही कम है तो देन यू जस्ट फाइंड अ मोड फॉर योर सेल्फ. You can probably rent a motorcycle or you can borrow a motorcycle. Now people are being crazy to go on moped. So I think अभी CC से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. It's just the intention. So second is your safety gear, your helmet, jacket, gloves, riding pants or knee guards and your shoes. And then comes your gadgets, right? If you want to capture your things and you should know how to use it on your motorcycle. So that is one. And fourth thing is your intent, as I told you in the first category thing. Your intent. आपको लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस करना है, आपको मोटर स्पोर्ट्स में जाना है, आपको शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस राइड करनी है, आपको गेट अवेज करने हैं, तो यू हैव ऑल दीज कैटेगराइजेशन अवेलेबल. choose what you want to do and what you're getting from it. आपको अगर इसे प्रोफेशन बनाना है तो आपको इनिशियली ये सब इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा. आपको हर एक जगह जाना पड़ेगा. रूट मैपिंग कैसे करते हैं, कंडीशंस कैसे सेटअप करते हैं, हाउ टू यूज गूगल मैप इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर रैंडमली फॉलोइंग गूगल मैप, बट देयर इज़ अ वे to map from point A to point B. So it is the safest way. So how many, I don't know, but there are 40 ways to go in different directions. But we ended up 90% people just randomly follow the line which is Google Map is going. So if you are alone or you are with someone, you make sure that you have apps which is loaded to one of your family members' phone as well, and they can track you. SOS is there. Aware of where to use the SOS, how to use the SOS, and how you can help. Take trainings on CPR, take trainings on riding motorcycles, take training on the kind of intent you have.
First aid.
First aid. And how, if you are mapping from 600 kilometers of route, where you're supposed to stop, where you will supposed to get, if there is a mechanic support, all of road assistance, everything.
What's your favorite bike which you want but don't have?
I wanted this, I have this. So I started with 180cc, I jumped to 350, then 390, then 650, then 900. So in 7 years, I started with 180 and reached to 900, which is itself a huge thing for me.
चलें फिर राइड पे डीमार्ट.
हाँ.
So Sameera, I hope you enjoyed the conversation.
Yes, very much.
एक छोटा सा message, whatever you think of how you enjoyed the conversation, any message for us, and you put it in the jar. This is something to do with everything.